Welcome, everybody. This is TED Talk Secrets. So, these secrets have been pulled from the book written by Chris Anderson, one of the founding members, and now the kind of CEO of TED Talks. You all know what TED Talks is, and TED Talks has just elevated the public speaking platform to the next level. So, TED Talks, what happens over there? There are millions and billions of views on those TED Talks. People from various kind of cultures, ethnicities, and backgrounds, they come and give the speeches on this TED Talks on various kinds of topics. Earlier, it was meant only for technology, engineering, and design, TED, TED Talks. But now they have encompassed everything. Every other topic you will find amazing speakers, amazing ways, and there's so much of learning available for all of us, how we can elevate our presentations and our way of communication to the next level. So what are those secrets? What can we learn from them? We have covered a little bit of that in this presentation today. So I'll be just giving you some pointers. I'm going through the book. I'm yet only 3 chapters into it, but I'm just loving the content and I could not control myself to share all this knowledge with you. So over to you. The next slide, this is very interesting. It starts with this particular concept. Knowledge cannot be pushed. It can only be pulled. So first thing first, what you need to do is you have to create the audience in such a way. You have to entice the audience in such a way. You have to get the audience ready in such a way that they're ready to pull the knowledge. If I push something onto you, you will resist it. So the most important point is, how do I ensure that the knowledge that I'm sending to you is being received in that particular way? Such an important concept, right? Knowledge cannot be pushed. Next one. Why do people give speeches? Speeches are given to galvanize people, to empower people, and inspire. But if the speaker himself is not that influential, does not have that persuasion powers, does not have those sales skills to sell his ideas to the other people, he will not be an effective communicator. And that is where you can learn some lessons from the TED Talks. There's a concept of presentation literacy. People have become very big in their lives. People have acquired their degrees. People have acquired their status. People have acquired their power inside of companies. But many of them, I see them literally, many of them, they just blow their opportunity. They get one opportunity to impress people. They get a mic to speak and they blow their opportunity. They just waste that opportunity because it's such an important opportunity and they're not able to deliver up to the audience expectation. And many of the times in multiple number of presentations, I find that that the audience is sleeping at the back. They're playing on their mobiles. They're looking outside the window. So it's very, very important that we be understanding some concepts of presentation literacy. Now, this is the best way to make a dent in the universe. What is the best way to make a dent in the universe? Just speak up, stand up and speak. And then by your ideas, by your messages, by your stories, by your knowledge, you can make a dent in the universe. Now think about all these men, the great men that we're talking about. Think about Nelson Mandela. Think about Churchill. Think about Obama. They are legends whose stories will never die. And why did they become legends? Because they spoke with such conviction. They spoke such beautiful words that the world still remembers them. Even after so many years, they're not with us. The point is, if you want to become a legend, if you want to have your superpower, you can just develop your communication skills and you can take it over there. And today it's so very easy. Best part is, today it is so very easy. Just talk to your camera and the internet will do that magic for you. It will take your message from your camera to a video and to the 400 crore people who are sitting on the other side of the camera, listening to your thoughts, your ideas, your views, your knowledge. Internet is such a beautiful thing. It's such a big connector, but are we using it properly? Now, this particular thought, I wanted to actually say sorry to all of you because when I did my 3-day workshop, I gave you a very different perspective about Albert Mehrabian's rule. We said body language is very important. We said voice tonality is very important, pitch going up and down. Words are not important, right? Words are actually important. I'm really sorry. I'm here to say sorry to all of you because words are important. Now, just I'll just read this particular sentence out, and you listen to me, and then I'll read the same sentence, and then you make your own judgment of what I'm speaking, and then you'll understand why and how words are important. Now, I want you to imagine an elephant right now, all of you. Imagine an elephant with its trunk painted bright red, waving it to and fro in the sync with shuffling steps of a giant orange parrot, dancing on the elephant's head and shrieking over and over again. Let's do the fandango, right? This is a particular, what to say, word I have taken except from the particular book. Now, just look at the power of this particular words. When I was making you imagine, you're able to see in your mind's eye the elephant, the red elephant, waving to and fro, shuffling steps of a giant orange parrot. Now, if I say the same sentence, same words in this language, I want you to imagine a member of the species of Loxodonta cyclotis with a proboscis pigmented Pantone 03U conducting oscillatory motions. I'm saying the same thing, but are you able to connect with me? Absolutely no. And that is where words become very important. It's not just important that your body language be amazing, it's also very important that your words strike the right chord with the audience who is sitting outside. Now, one more important concept. Everybody loves long drives. Everybody loves adventure. Every year, sometime or the other, you get bored out of your life and you hit the street, you take a vacation and you move out of your boring life. People are also bored in their lives. They want to go and explore the world. How can you help them? Take people on the journey. Take people on the journey along with you, journey of words. And then maybe you'll be able to connect with all of them and maybe share your journey and maybe share your story in such a way that they want to listen to you more and more. That is the beauty of communication. But word of caution, before you do that, you have to embark on the journey. Before embarking on the journey, before starting the journey, you have to actually sell the ending, right? You have to sell the purpose of that particular journey. What is the audience going to get at the end? That has to be clearly identified. Look at the way we started the presentation. We said, Lalit said, that if you listen to these secrets, maybe you can become an amazing communicator. Maybe you can become $1 million communicator. And the reason why you're listening to all of what I'm saying is because you want to become $1 million communicator. So before embarking on this journey, you have to tell the end so that the audience is hooked to every word that you're speaking. And that's so very important. Moving on to the next idea. Now, I'll be talking about 3 traps over here. Many of the times, it happens that we fall into these traps. When we get an opportunity to speak, we get so excited. Sometimes we forget the basic rules of communication. Now, what is the first rule? Don't be greedy. Don't be the salesman who is there to sell something, okay? Who is there to take something from the audience. If I have come here to take something from you, then you will definitely miss out and move out and just go out of this particular presentation. But if I'm here to give value to you, immense amount of value, if I'm able to pour out my heart and give out content to you, which you'll be able to use in your life and grow in your life, you'll stay till the very end. And that is where the greedy approach should not be practiced. You have to ensure that you are here in the presentation, there in the presentation to and give, and not take and take. If you're there to take, if you're there to bring investment into your company, if you're there to bring more customers into the company, into your company, then definitely you will not be able to connect with the audience properly. And that's a many people fall for this particular trap. They're there to sell. It's not just about selling, it's also about communicating. That is trap number one. Trap number two is rambling. If you do not know the topic, do not ramble, because if you're rambling, you're wasting one of the biggest resource people have, one of the most precious resource people have, which is time. Time once gone is not going to return. So all of you who are investing your time with me right now, listening to me, trust me, you are giving your most valuable resource to me, because this 1 minute, this 15 minutes is never going to come back in your life once again. So when you're giving a speech in the public, you have to ensure that each and every word that comes out of your mouth is of some value to the other person. Otherwise, he will leave cheated. He will feel cheated. So do not ramble. If you don't have an agenda, if you don't have a point, don't make a point. Don't just keep on talking for the sake of talking. And trust me, your audience will respect that. So don't ramble. Trap number two. What is trap number three? Trap number three is overstuffed means under explained. So don't try to stuff too many things into your presentations. If I make this presentation 2 hours long, trust me, you will go home learning nothing because I've overstuffed the entire information, and so you will not be able to remember anything. Steve Jobs had the rule of three. He used to tell only three important concepts in any particular presentation. And that is how his presentations were remembered even when people went back to their homes. So, very important trap number three, please avoid it. Now, talking about preparation, this is an amazing particular piece I read in the book, and I wanted to share this with all of you. Now, in terms of preparation, how much preparation should you be doing? President Woodward Wilson says it depends on the length of the speech. If it's a 10-minute speech, it takes me all of 2 weeks to prepare it. A president is making a speech, and for 10 minutes, he's spending 14 days. Just imagine. If it is a half-hour speech, it takes me a week. The more he's trying to speak, he's staying like less time, and if I can speak as long as I want to, it requires no preparation at all. The point is that if you have to summarize your points, if you have to give maximum value to the other person who's sitting on the other side, you have to prepare for it a lot. Only when you are ready, only when you're prepared, you can give a better presentation. Now this is a real good one. If I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter, because speaking and rambling is very easy. I can speak on this topic for hours and hours together without giving you any value. That is easy. But what is difficult is to condense the important points and tell that to you so that this presentation becomes very valuable to you. Now, do not forget, in any particular speech, in any particular presentation, don't try to be somebody else. So, whoever you are, just try to be your authentic self, and people will love you for that. Whoever you are, whoever. Now, this is a very great particular strategy. And TED speaker Salman Khan, not Salman Khan, or Salman Khan of Bollywood, but Salman Khan of Khan Academy, puts it very beautifully. He says, be yourself. When you're making a speech, be yourself. The worst talks are the ones where somebody is trying to be somebody they aren't. If you are generally goofy, be goofy. If you are emotional, be emotional. Only then you will be able to connect. The only exception, according to Salman Khan, is that if you are arrogant, don't be arrogant on the stage. Don't be self-centered. Don't make the entire speech all about you, because if you do that, you will lose a lot of audience. Okay, then in only those cases you should be trying to be somebody else. Now, it's very important that we understand some important other concepts also when we are making it. So when you're making a particular presentation, there should definitely be a checklist. And what should be that checklist? The checklist should be one checklist which tells you why are you making this presentation. Now, I love the presentation checklist over there, and so I have copied it for all of you. In this book by Chris Anderson, he gives a checklist. What are the things that you should be answering to yourself before you go and make the speech? And I guess you will love the checklist over here. So this is in front of you, all of you. One, is this topic I'm passionate about? I am passionate about communication, and that is why I'm making this speech right now. Does it inspire curiosity? Who does not want to become a million-dollar communicator? Who does not want to become a TED speaker? Definitely, with the speech, I'm trying to generate that curiosity. Will it make a difference to the audience to have this knowledge? Will this knowledge of you becoming the secrets of becoming a great TED speaker give you some amazing kind of make some difference into your life? Yes, and that is why we have done this presentation. Is my talk a gift or an ask? Am I gifting you something? Because I know you don't have the time. You don't have the time to read this huge 290-page book. And that is why this is a gift from our side, from MMDC side to you. And definitely in that way, I feel it's a gift, and I'm not asking you for anything except for your time. So it's a gift. Number one. Number four, is the information fresh, or is it already out there? Trust me, some of the points which I mentioned over here, you would not have heard anywhere else. And that is why it makes it premium. It makes it novel. It makes it different from the other presentations. It's not a Google This information you will not find on the first page of Google. Trust me, you will not find it. And that is why we feel this is premium content only for our premium learners. Now, can I truly explain the topic in the time slot allotted? So I was trying to comprehend, collect it in just 15 minutes, but look at it, I have exceeded. But still, the point is, these are questions, these are the checklists you should be having every time you make a presentation. Do I know enough about this to make a talk worth the audience time? This is the question we should be asking ourselves. Do I have enough amount of knowledge on this topic? I guess I have it, and so I'm here. Now, do I have the credibility to talk on this topic? I call myself a fluency and communication expert. I've read a lot of books, thousands of books to be precise, and I feel I have the credibility. I have written 3 books on this topic, and I feel I have the credibility. But if somebody does not have the credibility, the audience will not be able to connect with you. And so it's very important we have credibility also. What are the 15 words that encapsulate my talk? Can I collectively tell the final words in just 15 words? If that is true, then I should be making this talk. So I think this is an amazing checklist you should all be having when you make your big public speech. And through these particular methods, you'll be able to become an amazing communicator, a speaker like a TEDx speaker. Okay, that's all for today. But trust me, we have just begun, and we'll be, giving you such power secrets, power tips once, every particular week. The work is half done, but yes, work is in progress, and we'll be keeping on updating you every week with such important tips. Okay, so over to you, Lalit, once again.